in what could be a crucial matchup in deciding who makes the last 16 and who gets to the knockout stage in the second version of the Basketball Champions League. Ludwigsburg in the middle of a really successful season, currently sit third in the Bundesliga here in Germany. And the schedule for game day 11, 3 of the games today in Pauk and Cabo de Olondo, and Gaziantep will host Neptunus in the final game of game day 11 in the regular season of Group B. Expectations on the rise all the time here in Ludwigsburg. Their performances in the Bundesliga make them one of the favorites for the postseason. And they have a great and exciting up-tempo style that has been so successful this year. Here are the Group B standings, and there you see MHP, second place. Going to be tough for them to finish above Tenerife, as Tenerife have won both games between Ludwigsburg, and that tells you that's the only team to have beaten the German club in this season. Ventspils, after beating Chalon last week, hold the last qualification place for the last 16. Here is that Ventspils roster. Blake Hamilton's having a great season. Mike Ventspils has really built on his early season form. The leading scorer for the Latvian club when the two teams played earlier in the Basketball Champions League. Robert Stelmars still in the head coach role, and Ventspils currently sit 14-0 in the Latvian league. And as always, flying the Latvian flag in European competition. Here's the home team lineup. While Coach Patrick just has wave after wave of combinations that come at you. You know, Thiemann, the German international, really is flourishing and with this really expansive style. Justin Sears has had a really nice season. Well, Walkup is the heart and soul. He's the guy that sets the tempo. And Ludwigsburg are responding and building a real profile in German basketball as they try to challenge the established order. Had the setback of the loss to Alba Berlin, but turned it back round to win their last outing in the Bundesliga to currently sit third with a 12-4 record. Ventspils introduced to the crowd. Blake Hamilton really has shown a tremendous leadership on this group, averaging nearly 11 points a game in the Basketball Champions League. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, really does make contributions across the roster. Scoring has been the issue. Pascal is the only other player in double figures, and he's had a very impressive 14 points per outing in the Basketball Champions League. Backs that up with 6 rebounds. This is really a team. It's not about the individuals. It's about how well they gel as a unit. Emmanuel Ubila, the American point guard, he may be 31, but he's played with a lot of enthusiasm this year. 9.7 points, 5.3 assists, really does make this unit tick. Big win in France last time out for Ludwigsburg over Chalon, which has forced them into the top 4. And now they have the task of trying to do what only Tenerife have done in the Basketball Champions League so far this season, and that is to beat Ludwigsburg. Well, the MHP arena starts to generate the noise, and this team will reflect that the way it plays its up-tempo style. It really does push the basketball. And the rock music, the fans, the flags, the drums will play on, and that really does set the tempo. These guys are all part of what is really building a great program here in Ludwigsburg. walk-up, really is, as we said earlier on, key to how this team functions. 3 guys averaging double digits. Walk-up with 11.3 points. And again, chips in across the roster. 4 assists, pretty much 0.9 assists in fact. And again, it's about the tempo this team puts on the floor. No one plays more than 25 minutes a game, and that's walk-up. Everyone else, 25 minutes and down. A lot of people around the 18 to 17. He gets contributions across the roster, this Coach Patrick. And therefore, every guy is ready to play. Every guy ready to put it out there for the unit. Number 17. Mateo Selic, 2'2", still young, still trying to build his game, build his profile, as opposed to that Mount Olkowski, the veteran. Well, a lot of handshakes. Here's the third team on the floor. Mr. Mazon, Mr. Yashchuk, and Mr. Castillo from Italy, Ukraine, and Spain. Third team on the floor. Important that those guys, as they normally do in the Basketball Champions League, come up with a great team performance. Starting lineup for Ventspils, Skele and Dubilia in the backcourt. Lubis, he's really been part of the furniture here in Ventspils at the power forward spot, but they're going to have to run. Rusevic, number 31, got to keep it ticking over at the offensive end for him, but this team has to control Ludwigsburg. If Ludwigsburg get out and run, Ventspils, I don't think they're deep enough, nor do they have the athleticism down the floor. Like to make it a half-court game. And vastly experienced. Robert Stilmar's tremendous playing career. You can get this Ludwigsburg lineup to get into the 5-6 passes area. That's going to enable Ventspils to try and control the tempo. Here is the starting 5 for Ludwigsburg. Kieran Johnson walk up in the backcourt. McNeely again really does turn it over. The veteran Olkowski at the power forward, and Thiemann at the power forward. Nice combination of some real athleticism, real experience. John Patrick has his style, has his way of doing things, and that has really gelled with this group. They want to run, they want to play up tempo, keep it simple, push. Some defense out there on the floor, and that's been so successful as this team builds into the second half of their season, both domestically and in the Basketball Champions League. But it is about a style, it is about a way of playing for Ludwigsburg. If it gets a little too technical, if it gets into the half court, they are nowhere near as effective as they are when they're allowed to run. Thiemann, building a profile in Germany, one of the faces of German basketball. Well, the crowd has really built nicely. And And the real bonus for Ludwigsburg is if they win here and Chalon lose, they will confirm their place in the last 16. Obviously, there's still a lot to play for in terms of finishing position, but we'll start planning for the knockout stages of the Basketball Champions League. Well, welcome everybody, wherever you're joining us from wherever you are in the world. Ventspils are the visitors here in Germany. Ventspils in the blue uniform will get things underway. Have the first look at it in the half. Ventspils goes down low, a little post up, and they come up short. Ludwigsburg looking to push. Skowski will move it on. Demon thinks about it, a little ball fake, gets to the right side of the ring, can't complete. Vucevic cleans up on the glass, chance to run for Ventspils, but defensive transitions decent for Ventspils. Goes inside though, little left-hand hook, can't finish. And that's two really nice looks for Zakis on the inside. Come up empty on both. But that's a great sign for Ventspils, getting it right into the gut of that defense. Demon with the early post up, the face up, puts it on the floor. Defense by Zakis just took his space away. The tough pull-up is long and strong. Two off the glass, trying to run here. We'll slow it up. Skelly will put it on the floor here. Interesting matchup in transition for him. Ubila puts it on the floor. Nice bounce pass. Extra pass to the corner was just desperate. It should have been made. Skelly knows that the option was before you get that shot, wide open in the corner, out of shot. Keep the ball moving, don't let it stick. Johnson will advance the basketball for MHP. Trying to space, 4 out, 1 in. Demon gets another chance, a lot of action on the weak side. Demon going to work in the block, gets to the middle. Spins to the baseline, second move, pretty up and under. Tough move. Gotta play his free foot, you can't let him step through. Glubis will get it over. Ubila has it in the half court. Switch on the flare screen, gets nothing. Ubila finds no one but Stelmars, and back in the day, you're going to put that one in the book. Nice pass to Stelmars, wide open, just happens to be in a suit and out of bounds. Watch this little footwork move here. Gets Zach is off balance, steps back to the middle. You just have to prevent that free foot, that left foot stepping past you. Easy finish, great footwork. That's hours of footwork drills in the gym. Even again, they're milking the low post, faces up. Tries to go inside again, a little more contact this time. Goes with a jump hook, doesn't get the drop. Better defensive possession. Ubila has it in transition, early clock. Comes off the high screen, turning the corner, goes inside. Zakis waits, Zakis finishes. Gets the and one, will go to the line for the extra. And Zach has seen a lot of possession. In fact, both teams throwing it inside early. Justin Sears gets an early entrance to the game. UK player. Currently not with the national team. It's still very young, building a pro career. Walk up, well, the first chance to really impose himself on. Nose past Sears, tries to get under, far side, and finishes in traffic really strongly. Way to come off the bench. Solid move. Vucevic gets it to the wing and receives it. Challenges you every time he catches the basketball. Yeah, puts it on the floor. A little messy. 3 on the shot clock. Ventspils is going to go offensive foul as he pushes off. Good defensive series by Ludwigsburg. Just took away penetration. Didn't allow themselves to get into a chase, getting into a scramble, kept everybody in front of them. Defensive series. Johnson for some down screen and moves it on to Cray. Moves it to Johnson, gets it off, walk up with a ball screen and a travel as he picked up the pivot foot. Wheeler puts it on the floor, we'll get it into the half court. 6:30 in the first, and on those starts, they're both teams feeding each other out a little bit. Second time, obviously, these two teams have faced each other in this season's Basketball Champions League. Wheeler goes off the glass with a floater for 2. And Ludwigsburg got the 12-point win in Latvia, 73-61. Solid performance all around, really. Walkup pulls the trigger for 3, is way short. Chance of Ventspils to run. Ludwigsburg, a great lead pass. Should be and is the easy 2. And Glubis is the recipient. Ludwigsburg will take the timeout. Yeah, obviously, we're into week 11 here of the Basketball Champions League, and on a number of occasions this team is a little slow out the blocks. Let's take a listen to Coach Patrick.
You're flat. You let him go either way you want. You're letting him flat. We got to push left, okay? That's what we're doing up top. If I don't get a screen, I can't push left. One-on-one. Don't think about the screen. Just play one-on-one. And if you get hit, you get hit. But right now we're flat and we're getting hit. If we're up pushing left and we get hit, we can spin under it. So we're okay. All right. Ladika, you got Karan, and Elgin, you got Tom. Okay. Be ready to shoot on the wing. Let's go. All right, let's go, dude. Good deal.
Well, we only caught the last seconds there of Coach Domar's third timeout, but this team shoots the ball very, very well from the perimeter, but in those early few exchanges, weren't really ready to let it go, weren't ready to pull the trigger. That's very much Ventspils basketball. Stretch the floor, look to penetrate, kick. Let's see if what they get. Ventspils, the early lead, 7-4. It's under 6 to go in the first period. Three is just sweet as you like. Got to keep your hand up on it. I've only called it a 2 for Cook as he announces himself in the game. Same thing applies though. You must get your hand up. You must play hard on the ball against this Ludwigsburg lineup. They can score for fun if you don't really get in their face here. Dwayne Evans will check in. It's relentless, the pressure they put you under. A lot of like for likes. Great steal, chance to run. Sears in the open floor, goes up and throws it down for 2. Turn your defense into offense, and Justin Sears leaked out. Finished strong. Ventspils will get it in the half court, hand it off. Vila has it. Pick and pop. Doesn't really look at it. Ventspils catch and release is short. Defensive rebound is hauled in. Chance for McCray to ignite the break. Sears will reverse it and screen. Mid-range 2 for Cook is no good. Sears is just so active off the bench. Goes up, right hand jump hook is no good. Big impact off the bench for Justin Sears. Vila has it. Turns down the ball screen, wraps the pass to the high post. Exchange on the weak side. The 3 is just about gets the drop. Bobbled around, had a look, wiped its feet. Long 2. Ventspils, nice start away from home. You want to get your foothold in the game. McNeely doesn't get it to drop. Ventspils will Looked to lead the break. Ubrila in transition, but doesn't like the maths and pulls it out. Little whistle on the play. Think we're going to get a hold away from the ball. Sears is going out. That's a big energy-giving contribution for Justin Sears as he steps out. Well, 3.5 minutes on the floor for Sears, 4 points. Offensive rebound to go with those 4 points as well. That's what you want coming in. Jakovic gets it up to Skelly on the corner. Skelly, tough little shot in the lane is no good. And Ludwigsburg, any one of 4 could have come up with the defensive rebound. Evans likes his matchup, needs a pass, finds one. Walk up, going baseline, attacks the space for 2. Tough move. Walk up, saw the drive lane, just attacked it. Hamilton puts it on the floor, goes up strong. Well, they made him change his shot. Great rotation by McRae. Oh, it's a nice little second move with a stop finish. And Dwayne Evans gets the 2. And MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg respond to the nice start by Ventspils to go on an 8-2 run. And Ventspils will take their timeout, trying to stop that momentum. Let's take a listen to Coach Stelmaz.
Don't dribble 20 times. Turn your back. Fake baseline. Everybody take your place. They play side. Just put ball on this side. Push him on middle. Big guy here. Can play handoff or one dribble. Cut or don't go other side. No problem. Reward it. Just be more aggressive. If you dribble inside here and back.
And they're doing some motion over here and smoking mirrors. Okay, load up on the ball. They're not getting rid of the ball. They're just dribbling around trying to play one-on-one.
Well, you got the impression from Coach Patrick, he needs to defend the basketball. He wants to. He doesn't think the action away from the ball is really looking the thing they have to worry about. Stelmaz, on the other hand, really does want them to stretch that floor. Penetration and kick. As I say, Ventspils basketball. That's what they need to get back to. Here's Blake Hamilton. It's the handoff. Move and a step back. He's no good. Tough looking shot. And Ludwigsburg as a team come down with a defensive rebound. Jakovic looking for shots. Not waiting to find them. Not waiting to take what he wants. There's 2 tough ones he's taken. Walk up, wraps the pass. Inside, outside. Early touch the team and puts it on the floor. Goes with the left hand. Sorry, the right hand hook for 2. Off that left wing. A soft touch around it. They race him off the 3-point line, steps back. That's why they chase him off the line. Do not want him to get his feet set. He's pretty much automatic. Walkup tries to answer with a 3 of his own. No good. Tempo picks up, which is all about Ludwigsburg defense, all about Ludwigsburg basketball. Jakovic will bring it out, move it on. Skiller has it. Trying to look at space in 4 out, 5 out. Little hesitation, spins to the middle, inside outside kick, extra pass. Down to 5, the tough shot. Defense again by Ludwigsburg, take away that penetration. Walk up, we'll have a look at his options. He gets a touch. Evans can't complete. On his own on the inside, here's Hamilton. Up and down now. And Hamilton's fouled on the floor. David McRae took one for the team. Legally, it would seem. The scouting report says, make him put it on the floor, make him finish off the dribble. Substitutions aplenty. Florian Koch checks in. Jakovic will inbound again. Bila comes back, takes the ball screen, looks to turn the corner, nice lift. Jakovic attacks the middle, strong move, finish down the middle for two. Ventspils tied it up. We've got a new ball game with 1:10 to go in the first. Demon will kick it on. Pick and roll, great move. Great move by Demon, took the contact, created the angle, finish, looks simple. That's a tough move by Jonas Demon. Watch this. There's the contact that creates the angle to get the easy finish. A little bit like too strong for Robert Frimanis, and Frimanis is a strong guy. Tough move by Jonas Demon. Chance to make it a 17-14 advantage, which he does. We're in the last minute of a fascinating first quarter. Riesen trying to impose their style of game on this, but at the moment, Ventspils doing a decent job at controlling tempo. Hamilton will move it on and gets it back off the handoff. Well, gets to the ring, off the glass for two. And Blake Hamilton with that little extra size takes advantage of it, closes it to one. Oh, tough move. No defense, absent without leave on the defensive end as Dika Peter Magnili gets the two. Now a second differential between possession and game clock. Bila will hold down to 7. Oh, slices it, needs a pass. Nice back car, easy two. With 1 second remaining. And to finish the quarter with a beautiful execution. Great back cut, easy two, but it's all about the execution. Fascinating game, so much resting on it for both teams. Crucial for Ventspils to try and get the road win. There's confirmation at the end of one. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg have a 19-18 advantage over Ventspils.
Right-handed guy is going right. Layups. You got cutters cutting. Layups. Load up. Just no direction.
Down pick. Hand of here. Hand of here. Guard. 5 is here. Guard makes screen for 5. They're getting open here.
Side defense, no flash middle. Or handoff.
Guard.
Fascinating first quarter. Pretty much on script. Ludwigsburg wanting to play very expansive, want to try and push, want to try and stretch the floor and be aggressive. Ventspils trying to control tempo. It's well, both teams will be pretty happy at the end of the first period. 19-18 at the start of 2. Ludwigsburg had the first look in the half court. Johnson with a tough runner, doesn't get the drop. Oh, Sears is again all over the glass, straight off the bench, straight on the glass. Justin Sears, well, you want impact and you want a real lift of energy from your bench, and he is absolutely giving that. Evans spins back to the middle, gets inside, goes with a little jump hook for two. And we'll go to the free throw line. Defense wasn't vertical. Nice move by Dwayne Evans. Just set the defense up, gets to the middle under control. And Mike Brucevic just wasn't straight. Three-point play completed. Ludwigsburg up the floor out at the start of the second quarter, again trying to increase the tempo. Peter trying to turn the corner. They opened up, pick and pop. Usyk, nice pass. Ludwigsburg's defense scrambles so well. Great hands. Evans with a steal, chance to run. Goes to the easy two down the middle. And Ludwigsburg trying to push here at the start of two. Up the floor with their defense, getting after it. Evans with 7 points in a hurry. Vucevic finds the corner. Fila puts it on the floor. Nice ball move. Vucevic for three. Doesn't get the drop. And Evans comes again. Evans challenges again, going strong. Is fouled on his way to the hoop. And that doesn't look good. And that does, though, as Evans comes up with a steal and then leads it. This isn't good for Ventspils. Physio's on, and that doesn't look good. Roberts Threemanis is not one of those guys who stays down. And stays down for and he is in a fair amount of pain, it appears. Big loss it'll be for Ventspils. And as I say, Threemanis is not one of those guys who will stay down unless he really has to. And this is not a good sight. A very sporting crowd here in Ludwigsburg. You wouldn't expect anything else. Would have been nicer to see some form of stretcher of some sort, but Threemanis is now hopping. Evans goes to the free throw line for, I think it's only now one play. There's no lineup. Oh no, he was in the act of going forward. That was right. Can't complete the first. But Evans has exploded in this game. 7 points already. Make that 8. Yeah, the third of the Ludwigsburg points. Ventspils got to stop the bleeding a little here. Nice start to this second period for the home club. Kubila looking for options. Great first step. Should be an easy 2 and 1. How they needed that. All about better ball movement. Creates the lane to drive at. He just takes it strong, gets the glass, a little bit of help off the ring, gets the 2, will go to the free throw line. Big time difference. That sort of play, the way to be aggressive, takes the drive lane. Johnson in transition, moves it on. Wiskowski back in, looking to set those huge screens. Wiskowski looks high-low, Sears gets the touch, trying to go to work, builds the extra team. Wiskowski for 3 is short, we got a whistle on it. And that's all about Sears on the glass. He is challenging that defense to box him out. Coach Patrick, well, he's shaking his head at something, but he's got to be pleased with the way Sears has made a positive contribution right now. End line possession for MHP Riesen. The Ludwigsburg club great support here. Witkowski needs a pass. Well, almost has it stolen. There's only 2 seconds on the possession. That's what it looks like. Got to hope that Ludwigsburg are aware of that. It's almost a catch and shoot situation. I have to take it in the corner. Great job. Got set. McNeely didn't rush it. He knew he had 2 seconds, more than enough time to get your feet set. Foul away from the basketball. Strokes the tough one from the baseline and ticks it over for Ludwigsburg. Keeps that momentum going. Again, though, got to question the defense. Hands by your side. Got to challenge the shot. Peter McNeely comes up with 4 off the bench. This is the Ludwigsburg story. It's a relentless wave of talent coming off that bench. Wide open in the corner is no good. Witkowski just owns the defensive board. Going back for Ventspils. End-line possession for Ludwigsburg. Ventspils in the penalty. We do not want to keep sending them to the line. Walk up on the out of bounds. Catch and release is no good. And the ball will belong to the Latvian club. Box out on the weak side. Glubis is just one of those guys you need. Every team needs a Glubis. Works hard. Got talent, but he works hard. Defensively, he's just a workhorse of a guy. Really wants to space it, take some time with it. Tries to turn the corner, stops, fires to 3, way off. Walk up, will move it on. They let the 3 go, and he doesn't get the drop. Defensive rebound secured by Lomas. He puts it on the floor, tries to create a little separation. There goes Harder, needs a pass. Ball's thrown out of bounds. Switch back in. Ventspils won't want this 7-point lead to grow. They've responded once to a nice run for Ludwigsburg. We'd like to close this as this quarter develops. Lehman on the inside, blows the layup. Great work on the glass by Witkowski. Just goes back up for 2. Just would not be denied. Kisses the glass, gets the 2. 9-point lead for the home club. Dangerous moments of Ventspils here. Witkowski. Numbers again, just demonstrates what he is. Bieler pick and pop for Spitz, will get it back. Bieler lines it up, puts it on the floor. Open 3 is no good. They've just got to start making some shots. Ball's recovered by Skelly, needs a pass, finds one. They take the early 3, is short, but will secure the rebound. Chance to run again. Well, not the most impressive series by Ventspils. Ludwigsburg trying to turn the screw here. 5:34 to go in the half. Substitutions coming in. Dwayne Evans is back, not the physicality he gets on the perimeter is just tremendous. Great work on the glass, Kowski. Tough finish. Got a whistle as Johnson tried to turn the corner on the screen. First one is no good. Johnson just in the 60s from the free throw line, makes the second. That ticks it over to a double-digit lead. This is when Ventspils, with 5 to go in the half, have to get back to where they were in that first period, moving the basketball. Again, very typical here of Ludwigsburg. They get the 10-point lead, and then they just, yeah, they do. They take the foot off the gas a little. He needs an option. Puts it on the floor. Baseline opens up. Tough move, far side of the ring. Doesn't get the 2. Tough shot to make for Skelly. Transition. They look inside. Nothing there. Hometown roll. And Ventspils forced to take the timeout as Kowski gets a really soft roll. They lead by 12. Great little period for the home club. Ventspils take the timeout. Well, there you can see the dilemma for Ventspils. Roberts, 3- on the bench, elevated leg around the ankle, load of ice. It's a tough ask coming to Ludwigsburg. With all your resources, you lose one of your better players, it becomes a very difficult situation. Well, this is where Ventspils come out of the timeout, get a play they want, start ticking the score over, getting back in this. They trail 12, full court pressure, and still in the stuff. Well, Evans is a tough ass when he's guarding you. Just exploded, 14-point lead, little bonus for him out of the timeout. Hamilton attacks it down the middle. Extra pass. Bila wide open is Bushvich for 3. Can't get it going at all at the moment. Johnson stops, pops, feels a little contact, looks at the official. No joy at all there. Foul on the floor as this was trying to go up. Johnson tried as he put it on the floor to steal it. Ventspils looking to stop the bleeding. Ventspils hands it off. Billy tries to turn the corner. Well, they get it just away. They finally get one to drop. Wheeler knocks down the three. They just desperately need to keep it ticking over. Foul on the baseline penetration. And that'll be shots. Not exactly what you want after you've made the three. But Evans is a handful. Yeah, stops, fires up the three. Nothing but strength. Evans having a big, big game at the moment. Back on the free throw line. This is the first though. Doesn't get the second to drop. Hamilton pulls it in. They need that energy they had at the start of this second period to Ventspils. Serious charge with a personal. Always things happen around him. First one is good. Jakovic's having a nice Basketball Champions League season. Shoots over 85% from the free throw line. That percentage just went up a little. Approaching the last 3 minutes of the half, and Ventspils trying to hang around here. They really would want to keep this in single digits. Oh, Ventspils gets out and runs and throws it down on the end of the break. Great response from Ventspils. Ludwigsburg will take their time out.
Hey guys, keep poised. We're good when we took our time. Right, we got whatever we wanted when we took our time. On defense, we have to make, I'll say it one more time, we have to make right-handed guys go left, and we have to load up. Okay, they're going one-on-one around us and getting dunks and layups. Okay, let's be ready.
No problem for that. But you can do that. Make screen, watch. Hop or whatever. Fast. Let's go first offense. Okay. Let's go over.
You read it.
But first time you don't set the pick.
Nice break, excellent execution. Blake Hamilton with the pass. Right, Bruce Fitz with the finish. Really important moments for the Latvian club here from Ventspils. They really do want to have some momentum going into the halftime locker room. A little token pressure up the floor. Thinks about going inside out, now tries to back in. Goes baseline, no angle, comes back, doesn't get the finish. It's a battle and it's won by Ventspils. Exactly what they needed. Skilly has it. Takes over at the point. 5 out type set here with Ventspils on the inside. It's a tough ask. Hamilton is long with the three. Even secures the rebound, chance to run. Numbers down the floor. Walkup has it, doesn't like the math though. Oh, ball knocked away. Hamilton again going through, has it knocked away. Ball will be retained by Ventspils, but Blake Hamilton was looking for a little more. Well, the three is short. Great work by Hamilton, just literally quick hands. Revere tries to turn the corner. Now he needs options, now he needs a pass. Oh, beautiful movement, very patient. So much better when they spread it, move it, get your feet set on the shot. They're back to 4. And they've really worked hard to get back in this. Really with 8 points personal. Walker off the glass for 2, tough finish. Hamilton again trying to milk this matchup, gets to the far side of the ring and gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Very heads up. Chance to make this a 5-point game, which he does. Johnson takes the early screen, nice rotation and help, goes inside, nice pass, it's a beautiful touch pass. Evans is the recipient of the 2 points. What a pass. Comes off the screen, nowhere to go, has to come back, nice pass, just beautiful vision. Zakis gets the 2, and Ventspils are right back to a 5-point game. Johnson nowhere to go, goes inside, Wilkowski just about hangs on. Has to get the 3 away quickly, it's no good, great work on the glass, and they can't complete. Frustration for Dwayne Evans. And there'll be some frustration on that Ludwigsburg locker room. Well, Ludwigsburg making their way to the locker room as are Ventspils. That's a nice finish to the half for Ventspils. They looked like they could get into a hole there, down double digits. Really did respond well. There's the confirmation of the halftime score, a 38-33 advantage for MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg over Ventspils. The home team was breaking that game open. Rebound numbers, Ventspils was one of them a little closer, but very, very combative game. 8 turnovers for Ventspils, pretty much the only really negative stat that they have. Hamilton had a big impact, but Freemanus, well, he's still there on the with the blocks, but it didn't look good for him taking any further part in the game. That's a huge loss for Ventspils. Is someone going to step up to take those points, those shots, those rebounds that Freemanus was taking? Or are they going to have to find another way of playing, because this is going to be a tough ask without Freemanus? Well, welcome back, everybody. Both teams back on the floor, and intriguing first half. On a couple of occasions, Ventspils could have literally disappeared. They trailed double digits, and you got to give them a lot of credit the way that they worked their way back into this one, because at times Ludwigsburg built a lot of momentum. Typical Ventspils point spread. No one really lighting it up from anywhere there. It's just been a team performance. The good thing they've done is actually slowed Ludwigsburg down. And Ludwigsburg have not been rampant. Only really Evans came off the bench and just was so dominant in the way he imposed himself offensively. Contributions from Sears on relatively limited minutes, something just under 7. But exploded with energy. Johnson was solid as always. Vukovic for Ventspils with 6. Ubila leads them with 8 points. But a lot of guys are making contributions. The biggest problem they have is the injury to Robertus Threemanis. Only 5 minutes of game time possible before he looked like he rolled that ankle, and it looked pretty sore when we saw him on the bench. So that's going to be an area of real concern for Coach Stelmars. He's got to find a way to hide that issue and get contributions from across the roster. They trail by 5 at the half. Both teams struggling a little bit from the three. Well, it's not like you say struggling. Ludwigsburg 0 for 4 from the three-point line, and 3 for 13 for Ventspils. They are going to focus on stretching the floor from beyond the arc. So that's important. I think Ventspils cannot dig themselves a hole at the start of this third period. Keep it under 10, try and give yourself an opportunity in the fourth quarter to be competitive, and then you can see if you can get that road win. Just to confirm, Pauk got the win over Chalon earlier on, which if we keep this margin, or if we keep this result as this game develops, then Ludwigsburg will book their place in the last 16, and it'll be about finishing positions. I think it goes up for 2. Nice start. Strong finish with the left hand, really solid jump hook. 5 points personal for the big man on the inside. And they need to, I think, get to double digits. Got a whistle. Well, there's the block. And when it's not going your way, when it's going your way, it just finds its way to Zakis in the block, goes up with the left hand for 2. You'll take anything on the road. Get yourself a bonus. Demon puts it on the floor, going baseline, nowhere, tries to create an angle, doesn't do that. Johnson will bring it down. Extra pass, Wachowski thinks about the 3, gives it up. Walk up with 6 on the possession. Wachowski with a little push from just under the circle and gets the 2. This guy has it. Will take the ball screen from Zakis. Ubila, 8 points in that first half. Tries to turn the corner, gets inside, little kick. Great closeout. 2 on the possession, take the last second shot, doesn't go down, and Walk up will push. And ball is a foul on the floor, and Jakovic takes one for the team. Walkup doing his career no harm at all here in Ludwigsburg, 2 for 2 from the line again. Fundamentally, yeah, so sound. 7-point lead for the home club. Jakovic feels a little double team, needs a pass. Needs to get it, just about gets it over. Already at 14, that's all the pressure's about. Taking time out of the possession. Still is a bonus. Villa moves it on. Skiller for 3 is long. Not in rhythm at all. Walkup brings it. Sears will give him the early screen. Walkup tries to turn the corner. Nice pass. Bukowski just got position and sealed position. When you're a veteran, you know how to hold space. Excellent job in transition. 7-point lead for MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. Gets his own rebound, then just about keeps it alive. One of those unforgivable sins almost. In the lane. Nearly can't get it to drop. Sears is on the glass again, needs a pass. Just about gets it out. Moving the lane for 2, pretty finish. Johnson gets to the far side of the ring, kisses it off the glass. And who said Wulkowski's a veteran at 35 years old? He's up the floor, full court man pressure. Almost comes up with a steal. It's a great reception from the crowd. Little hesitation. Johnson weaves through the lead, the keyway. Kisses the glass for 2. 10-point margin. Dangerous time again for Ventspils. Beer up top, needs a pass. Sit on the floor though, carries it. And almost, and does turn it over. Numbers down the floor. Oh, great second step for 2. Peter McNeely gets to the far side of the ring with a great second step. Gets the 2. Timeout Ventspils, they need it. The tempo is getting away from them. They trail 12 with a shot to come when we come back after the timeout. That second step, tremendous strength as he goes through the contact. Get another look at it now, pretty better angle. Steps through past Jakovic, just moves people. Great finish, great control. He'll come back, go to the free throw line. .12-point margin, this will make it 13 if he completes the 3-point play, which he does. Going to turn the screw now, Ludwigsburg. They go long out of bounds. Ubis has to back out. Sears does a great job containing that situation. Switch on the pick and pop. Puts it on the floor, down the lane, kicks it. Jakovic is short. And Wulkowski's having a great one. The veteran at 35 comes down with a defensive rebound. Walk up in the lane. Bukowski will move it. Sears with a foul line jump shot for 2. Great period here for Ludwigsburg. Tempo step right up, 15-point margin. Well, Ventspils is fouled. I don't think Coach Patrick will be too disappointed about that. The intensity level is so good for Ludwigsburg at the moment. Simple, high flash, foul line jump shot. Justin Sears adding some range to his game. Rutrich down the lane is fouled on his way up. He'll have to earn him from the free throw line. Kieran Johnson takes one for the team. Was not going to let that one be thrown down. Ventspils is good with the first. And he goes 2 for 2, stops the bleeding, albeit temporarily. 6:30 to go in the third. They've pretty much got to, they've got to win this last 6:30 of the third, just to get it to a manageable number. If Ludwigsburg keep turning the screw, it could get a little messy for the Latvians. Johnson needs to pass, finds one. Sears thinks about it on the dribble, moves it on. Johnson with a 3, is off the glass. Well, the cliche, the bank is open late here in Ludwigsburg. Skip puts it on the floor, needs an extra pass. Oh, Sears scrambles, gets a piece of it. Great rotation by Sears, gets a piece of the three-point shot, knocks it out of bounds. 9 seconds on the possession. Hamilton will hand it off. Ubita's going to go high post big, gets off to Hamilton. Extra pass, wide open for 3 for the corner, is no good. And that's got to be bread and butter time for Ventspils. Little whistle on the plate. You heard him call it from here. 16%. They've taken 19 threes, Ventspils. You can see the style of game. It's a very poor percentage for them, but that really accounts for the margin. Difficulty for Ludwigsburg is, the team shoots as many threes and normally shoots better than this. They're never out the game. It's a 16-point margin. Sears has it turned over. Ubita, not with a lot of urgency, gives up. Ventspils thinks about the early 3. Ubita's got to take some responsibility scoring-wise here. Gets to the far side of the ring, doesn't get the drop. Johnson again chases it down, inside, outside. Trout, Sears, high post to the foul line, jump shot, back-to-back long 2s for Justin Sears. 18-point game. And if they're not off yet, the wheels are almost off the Ventspils wagon. Timeout. Coach Stelmar's going to have to talk about it. He's going to have to make some changes. That's a huge start for that third quarter. Ventspils points going down every quarter. 15-4 start for the third. Almost gives them full control of the game.
If we can do for full sides, let's go. People switch one team and go on corner. You understand?
No, you got around. You bring it down. Let's go ahead. You may be able to get around the corner when you're in position. Here is Elgin and
Got a whistle away from the basketball. Elgin Cook's going to get charged with the person, I think. They need everything they can get. They'll got to start somewhere. That's as good a place as any. Ventspils trail 15 with 4:30 to go in the third. Work their way back into this. Evans, big impact in the first half. Looks the post, doesn't get it. Cook with a feet set for three, just drops it. Nails it from the wing. In one motion, just as smooth as you like. Hamilton takes it far side, off the glass for two, and the Ventspils offense just starts to click in a gear again. Plenty of time left in the game. Walk-up goes up, tough finish. Up the floor again. Ludwigsburg trying to really turn the screw. Skelly will, in the half court, calm it down for Ventspils, and there's enough time here. It's going to start ticking it over. Skilly, nowhere to go, needs a pass. Rakovic buries the three. It's starting to drop now for Ventspils. Timeout for Ludwigsburg. Ventspils warming up a little bit from the three-point line. Coach Patrick wants to try and take some heat out of that one. Let's take a listen. So Ventspils trying to extend their defense a little. So important that they get stops now after that timeout. Just build into that 15-point lead. Nice lift, walk up, gets inside, goes great pass to Sears, who's fouled. He's going to have to earn it from the line. Sears on the free throw line. Gets his own rebound. That's the second shooter on the free throw. That's offensive. Too much traffic. 3:12 to go, 16-point game. Crucial for Ventspils to try and get it to single digits, try and get it to 10. Anything in that region will give them a nice little momentum going into the fourth. Jakovic has to back out. Great first step. Hamilton is fouled and will have to earn it on the free throw line. Demon steps back in for Sears. Zakis checks back in. A little bit more size on the inside for Ventspils. Hamilton, you're in the hole. You've just got to knock down your free throws. Gets the roll. 15-point game. Wide open from deep. It's just sweet. And Adika Peter McNally, probably having his most accomplished game in the Basketball Champions League, opens it out to an 18-point lead. And they're not quite out of sight. They are a long way in the distance for Ventspils. Up the floor, trying to turn that screw even tighter. 2:40 to go in the third. And MHP Riesen are almost guaranteeing that place in the top 16. Skilly needs a pass. Goes inside. Zakis just can't control it. Nice little pitch ahead. Evans, we're going to count that. But Evans gets off and running. So strong, gets off the floor. This is going to be a 20-point game with one to come. And it's a very difficult situation for Ventspils right now. Takes the contact, just bounces off the defense. Chance to make it a 21-point game. Evans, chance to move on to 15 personal, which he can't do. Could be that, will get it into the half court. Still plenty of time left in the game. Ubilla takes the three, can't get anything. He covered really well. Almost ended up in the VIP seat. Cute little seats here courtside in the shape of a basketball and right on the side of the court. Kieran Johnson checks back in as Thomas Walkup sits. Can't get the drop. Evans is on the glass again. He's just causing havoc. Nice pass, and Elgin just flushes it. Elgin cooked. No one stood still. And now you're officially looking at a dominant performance by Ludwigsburg. Ventspils will take a timeout. They're in a difficult place now. 32 third quarter points. They've blown open. Ventspils are in pretty much like they've been for the whole game. But Ludwigsburg have just blown this game open in the third. 60% from 2-point range. An ever-increasing 3-point percentage. We talked about them being relentless before the start of this game. They'll run and run and run. They will try and get things off their defense. And again, they have turned their defense into points. '70 to 46. Just blown this game wide open in the third. Passed it inside, we got a whistle. Well, Zakis can't complete from the free throw line. Underlines what is becoming a frustrating evening for Ventspils. Tough lean back from the corner is no good. And we've got a whistle on the plate. Neiman will be charged with a personal. Last 40 seconds of a dominant third quarter, absolutely dominant third quarter by Ludwigsburg. They've come out the halftime locker room and they've just stepped up a gear. Defensively, they've just been very, very aggressive, very sharp. Offensively, they've moved it sharper. They're just knocking down shots in rhythm. And they've built this 21-point lead. Evans just continues to add to a ridiculously good stat line. 7 from 9 from the floor. If he'd have shot free throws better, he'd have been it's just a tremendous performance. Chipped in with rebounds and assists, a couple of steals. He makes both from the line this time. That'll help the numbers. 23-point margin. I don't think anyone at halftime saw this coming. Evans again in transition. It's just so one way at the moment. Last 7 seconds of the third. Johnson, nice find, they've got to put it up. Right at the buzzer, they don't get the drop. They do get the 72-49 lead at the end of 3. And Ludwigsburg have just looked a different level in the third. A 34-point third quarter performance. They're going to come back to shoot free throws because they've caught a charging foul and the ball had left the hands of the shooter. I still think, I'm not sure if that's well, what do I know? These guys will sort it out. I think the referee's just going to look at the monitor. Do think this is a great innovation. Make sure you get it right. Here's the replay. That's a charge. And it was before the red lights comes on, so therefore they should be shooting 2 free throws. You're going to get a great shot from it here. There's the charge. There's the light. No debate. Let's all get up, go shoot the free throws, and get ready for the fourth quarter. So Peters on the free throw line. It's just a lifeline. It's a very big ask. This could make it a 21-point game. And that's a lot better than a 23-point game. And that'll do it for the end of three. A third quarter that Ludwigsburg have just looked a different class. Both ends of the floor, they have got after it. Both ends of the floor, they've been intense. It's been a relentless third quarter performance. They've opened it out to a 72. I think it's 51, not 50. Margin over Ventspils at the end of three. Just a third quarter performance, both going to the hoop, the ball movement, the defensive effort, everything had stepped up a level. And Ventspils had no answer. They pretty much played at the same level they've played for the game so far. I see Ludwigsburg just was so much better in that third. And they look like they've got 1 foot in the last 16, in the draw. Well, start of the fourth, Ludwigsburg to the first look at it. Nearly do one of the success stories. Tries to manufacture a right-hand runner, doesn't get the drop. Hamilton pushes, got a whistle on the play. Any hit of a comeback has to start here. You can't miss the gimmies. You can't miss the free throws. Hamilton goes 2 for 2. And under 20 for the first time in a while. Well, they get another stop, fortuitously. Ubila in the lane, kicks it, wide open for three, steps back, knocks it down. Nice start to the fourth quarter for Ventspils. Gulbis gets the three. Back to a 16-point game, timeout for Ludwigsburg.
JT, you're getting manhandled there. Move your feet. You're not doing anything. Set a screen out. Yeah, but if they go under re-screen, you're going right in for it. Okay, look. Karan, Elgin, Tom, and you guys stay in there.
So back after the timeout, it's crucial. Point in the start so far for Ludwigsburg. Minute and 5 in. The last thing they need to do is get complacent. Lines up for Thiemann for three, way off. Rebound by Hamilton. He gets it and pushes. Tries to make this a 14 or 13-point game. Left-hand hook, doesn't get the drop. Great work on the glass. Got to finish the play, though. Tremendous rebounding effort. Lubis again going to work. Johnson's going to try and take control here to go high-low. Great take by Evans. Coaching-wise, you say the pass was far too far outside the three-point line. In the air a long time. 20 points personal and 8 for 11 from the floor for Evans. Just held his space and elevated. Takes the ball screen, moves it on. Hamilton for three is short. And again, yet another positive stat for Kieran Johnson. Moves it on, walk up for three is good. Well, any sniff of a huge comeback begins to disappear here. Back out to 21 points. Well, this is not going to help Ventspils' case if they can't bring this one back. But with Pauk's win tonight, we'll see it. The league group will be very, very tight requalification. That's going to be called charging. And they just cannot get that three-point rhythm going. Sears checks in. Nice game for Justin Sears, though. Exactly what you need coming off your bench. Strength, some energy. He's finished plays. He's made most of his free throws. Oh, tough finish. Three is gone, and again it just snatched at it, can't really get the rhythm on it. Nice pass. Sears looks away for walk up for the layup, can't get it to drop. Ventspils comes down with it, gives it up. At this stage of the game, with a 23-point advantage, they're still out and running. Ludwigsburg, they are what they are. They really do want to be the aggressor. They really do want to push. Substitutions coming in for Ventspils. Walkup has it. Looking to adjust, looking to turn the corner, gets into the lane. Foul line jump shot is no good. And somehow Ventspils comes down with it. They have numbers down the floor. Backs on the inside, gets the two. Crowd noise is telling you everything you need to know here. Ventspils down 79-61. Well, Sears is having a game. Back re-establishes the 20-point lead. Inside option. Akis goes up, left hand, nice finish. It's this end they've really struggled though, down the defensive end since the half, giving up 30, 40, 45, 43 points already in the second half. And Sears is feeling it now. It's the long two. Nice decision to attack that defense there by Lomas. In the half court, McRae has it. Trying to manage time now. So Florian Koch checks back into the game. Some limited minutes in the first period. Makes a second and re-establishes the 20-point lead. Lots to like about this MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg team. Oh, Hamilton ticks it over. 2:20 to go. Hamilton decides to walk down the floor and let go of the three. Last 2 minutes. Craig calls a little bit of motion. Sears will keep it moving. Walk up is way off. Put that one in the book. In fact, it wasn't walk up. Sorry, my mistake. Florian Koch. Craig going to get the chance here to support some players who don't normally get a lot of floor time. Serich is in the game. Relentless pressure still up the floor. Hamilton has it. Inside, outside. You'd have thought they'd just taken a three, but they'll take it to the ring and go to the free throw line. Jakovic with a reasonable night at the office, 15 points, 5 from 10 from the floor. They swing it, Koch, nice pass, quick hands. This comes down a bit last minute of what's been a very, very impressive performance in the second half by Ludwigsburg. Crowd are on their feet, and they should be. 3 from the corner is no good. Whoever has stepped onto the floor, in particular in this second half, intensity-wise, defensive execution, still got to organize herself at the other end, but this has been a phenomenal performance by MHP. 5 seconds on it. You've got to put it up. That's going to be a violation. And Ventspils have a chance to run. That is impressive. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg will progress to the last 16. Where they finish, lots to be decided on that. Ventspils are in a dogfight for the full qualification place. And that was a typical Ludwigsburg performance. Relentless defensive pressure, transition basketball, and they built on their performance. Points off of their defense, tremendous. Second half, they shot the ball really well. And they just did not have enough, did Ventspils. With this Ludwigsburg team, we've said it already in this competition this year. They're competing with the likes of Tenerife, which means they are a factor when it comes to the last 16. No one's really going to come to this gym, because in this gym, they win games. Well, pretty much summed it up, big Coach Patrick. Here's the confirmation, 84-68. After that third quarter dominance by Ludwigsburg, they just controlled that whole second half. Ventspils on the road struggled at the beginning, and they just continued to struggle. Good effort, but just not good enough. A 34-18 third quarter sealed their fate. And Ludwigsburg guaranteed their qualification to the top 16. 58% in the end from two-point land. Neither team shot the three ball. The trouble for Ventspils is it's such a part of their offense. Control on the glass by MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. Only 7 turnovers for a team that wants to push, the team that wants to play up tempo. That's a great number for Ludwigsburg. Evans was just outstanding, as was Woliskowski, the veteran, 35 years old, led the game in boards. Tremendous job by him. But Evans with 20 points was just a man and boy out there. He was just dominant when he was on the floor. So the traditional lap of honor for a club in Germany. Wow, what great scenes. You know these fans, knowledgeable fans, they'll know. They'll know that their team is on the way to the last 16s. They'll follow with interest how Tenerife play. They're very, very dominant at the moment, leading very, very comfortably. So that'll be as you were at the top of this group. Both of those teams will qualify. Who will qualify with them? Lots to be decided. There's a dogfight for fourth place. We may get to see the current standings in a moment. And this team from Ventspils have a lot to fight for still. They are the sort of team that on any given night could make you pay. Can shoot the ball normally so much better than they did tonight. who knows the impact, or what the impact of losing Frumanis was at the ankle injury in the first half. So a few pictures. Evans makes his way for some sort of interviews and things with or he maybe should be sitting in the crowd. Wow, tremendous, tremendous performance by Ludwigsburg. Crowd still there, traditional chants at the end of the game. We'll leave you some highlights in a moment, but congratulations to them. They make it to the last 16. They'll want to finish high as possible to get an easier last 16 game. But while they celebrate with the fans, while they celebrate with the crowd, while they enjoy the moment, we'll leave you and say goodbye to you from Ludwigsburg. Tremendous performance by the home club. When you're 35 years young, like Welskes is there, and still dancing at the end, you know there's hope. This team enjoys itself. This team enjoys playing, and they are a factor going forward. But for now, from Ludwigsburg, from celebrations of making the last 16, it's good night.